Let me tell you about Etheria, a place like no other, a kingdom that floats among the clouds. Picture this: islands suspended in the air, connected by glowing bridges of light, castles that seem to grow out of the mist, their towers reaching toward the heavens. In Etheria, the skies were not just the backdrop, they were alive, painting the kingdom with golden sunsets and gentle breezes. At the heart of it all was the crown of the sky, an artifact of immense power. They say it was forged by the ancient sky mages and could control the weather itself. With the crown, the skies remained calm, crops flourished, and the people lived in peace. But one fateful day, the crown was stolen, and everything changed. Without it, the winds turned wild, storms battered the floating islands, and Etheria began to unravel. The royal family was powerless, and desperation filled the air. That's when a young woman named Seraphina stepped forward. She wasn't royalty or a warrior, just a curious, determined soul who couldn't bear to see her kingdom suffer. The Meeting of Destiny. Seraphina's story began in Nimbus, the bustling heart of Etheria. One day, as she wandered through the lively market, her path crossed with someone extraordinary. He called himself Eris, and he looked like he'd stepped out of a dream. His cloak shimmered like clouds catching the light, and his eyes seemed to hold the secrets of the skies. Eris told her about the crown's fate. It had been stolen by Thalros, a rogue storm mage exiled to the forbidden island of Tempest. He was using the crown's power to command storms and spread chaos. Seraphina didn't hesitate. She knew she had to act. With Eris by her side, she set out on a journey to reclaim the crown and save Etheria. Through perilous skies. The road to Tempest Island wasn't easy. Seraphina and Eris faced dangers at every turn. They ventured through a floating forest, where trees stretched endlessly into the sky, their leaves glowing silver in the moonlight. They crossed rivers that shimmered like liquid light and battled wind elementals that tried to sweep them away. Their greatest challenge came aboard an airship as they sailed through a violent storm. Lightning split the sky and the winds threatened to tear the ship apart. But Seraphina held firm, guided by Eris's calm presence and knowledge of the skies. Finally, they reached Tempest Island. It was a jagged, storm-racked place with a fortress made of swirling clouds and crackling lightning. The air was thick with magic, and every step felt like a challenge to their resolve. The battle for the crown. Inside the fortress, Seraphina confronted Thalros. He was a figure of darkness, his eyes burning with greed and ambition. The crown sat atop his head, glowing with unnatural light. "You think you can stop me?" he sneered. "The storms are mine to command." Thalros wasn't bluffing. He summoned a storm dragon, a massive, terrifying creature made of thunder and lightning. It roared, shaking the very foundation of the fortress. But Seraphina wasn't alone. Eris stood by her, guiding her with his wisdom, helping her tap into the magic of the winds. The battle was fierce. The storm dragon's breath lit up the sky, and the fortress trembled under its fury. Seraphina fought bravely, summoning the winds to counter the beast. But as the fight dragged on, she began to falter. Thalros's magic was too strong. Then, in a moment of clarity, she remembered the legends of the crown. It wasn't about controlling nature, but understanding it, harmonizing with its rhythm. Closing her eyes, she reached out, feeling the pulse of the storm, the gentle ebb of the wind, and the calming presence of the earth below. The elements responded to her call. The storm dragon, sensing her harmony with the skies, turned on Thalros. In a final, thunderous clash, the rogue mage was defeated. The crown, now free of his grasp, floated towards Seraphina, its glow soft and welcoming. A new dawn for Etheria. With the crown in her hands, Seraphina returned to Etheria. As soon as she placed it on her head, the skies began to calm. The storms ceased, and the golden light of the sun broke through the clouds. The kingdom rejoiced, celebrating their hero who had braved the storms and restored balance. The royal family, recognizing her courage and wisdom, offered her a place among them. Seraphina accepted, not as a queen of power, but as a guardian of harmony. Under her guidance, Etheria flourished once more, and so the floating islands of Etheria continued to drift peacefully among the clouds, a testament to the bravery of a young woman who understood the true meaning of balance.